Stretch from CrossFit Victoria, here to talk to you about tempo today. So in the programming, you're going to see numbers like this, 3010 or 30x1, 3310 or something like 80A0. So I'm here to tell you how these numbers work and what they actually mean. So the first number, the 3, represents the eccentric phase of the lift. So it's the lowering of the weight. So if I was talking about bench press and it was 3 seconds, I'd unrack the bar and then it would be 3, 2, 1 to the chest, okay? The next number refers to the time spent in the bottom position. So again, if we use the bench press as an example, and we'll use this tempo 3-3, it would be 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, 1 to go back up again, okay? The third number is the concentric phase. So how much time I want you to take to lift the weight back up. So let's say this number was a 3 and this was a 3. It would be 3, 2, 1, 0 in the bottom, and then 3, 2, 1 on the concentric phase. The last number is the time spent in the top position. So if it's 0, when we get to the top of the press, we don't stop, we get there and we go straight into the next rep. If there was a 3-second pause, it'd be back to the top and then hold 3, 2, 1, and then commence the next repetition, okay? If there is an X, the X will typically appear in the concentric phase. X is explosive. So it's just move as fast as you can. So if the bench press is this tempo, it would be 3, 2, 1, 0, X, and then 1 second hold at the top because the next number is a 1, okay? So X is explosive. If we have the 3, it's a pause. We talked about this already. Sometimes you might see A in the third position, and this is when I'm talking about assisted. So let's say we're working on chin-ups and I'm working the eccentric phase. Let's say it's at 8 seconds down, 0 time spent in the bottom, it's assisted back up, and there's 0 time spent in the top. You'd be standing on a box, you would lower yourself for 8, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You would stand on the box and you would assist yourself back to the top of the chin up, and then you would work the eccentric phase coming down. So A is to assist yourself. You're not actually performing the concentric. It could be partner work. In the bench press, I'm lowering the barbell down, and then I have a spotter who helps pick the weight back up again so I can commence the next repetition, okay? Okay, so these numbers are important because they come to a thing called time under tension. If my tempo is 3010, this means 1 repetition is going to take me 4 seconds to complete. If I have the same tempo for 5 repetitions, it's 20 seconds to complete the set. If my tempo is 3-3-1, okay, that's 7 seconds per repetition. And if I'm doing 5 repetitions, now this is 35 seconds of time under tension, okay? So we're specifying the tempo, it's how fast you have to move. Because the tempo in a back squat of 3010 compared to 10010 is significantly different, okay? The weight for 10 seconds eccentric compared to 3 seconds eccentric is going to be totally different, even if I'm still performing 1 repetition. The slower you move, generally the lighter the weight's going to have to be. The more explosive you move, the heavier the weight can be, and we move quicker through the repetitions. We want to be able to repeat the efforts. So let's say we're working back squats from week 1 to week 4, and my tempo is 3010. If I'm working 8 repetitions there, they need to be at the same tempo on the back squat. If in week 1 I'm working the tempo 3010 and then week 2 I'm working 2010, it's a totally different exercise, okay? You're moving faster, so the weight's going to be all over the place. By specifying the time, dictating that the rep should last so long and the sets should last so long, it's repeatable, measurable efforts. And we're going to see improvements in the strength if we can stick to the tempo. So it's important we follow it and we get the time under tension. I could go into more detail about this because the time under tension dictates the training response. So all strength is not equal. Are we trying to build hypertrophy? Are we trying to build relative strength? Are we trying to build absolute strength? There are many different types of strength, and the time under tension, whether it's 5 seconds or whether it's 50 seconds, trains a different strength element. So it needs to be specific, okay? So look at the tempo numbers and start to follow the tempo numbers. A little bit confusing here. When we look at the squat and the bench press, the first number is our eccentric. So when I unrack the bar for the bench press, the first part of the movement is the eccentric, 3, 2, 1. So the order of the numbers goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple, we're reading from left to right. The chin up and the deadlift, on the other hand, start with the concentric phase. Okay, so if I'm hanging from the bar, the first thing I do is I pull up. All right? So the first number I need to look at is actually position 3, because this number always represents the concentric phase. So the order goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is where we get a little bit confused, but it's a standard. First number, always the eccentric. Second number, always the bottom position. Third number, always concentric. Final number, time at the top. Okay, so the chin up, time at the bottom. If I use this tempo as the example, hanging, 1 second up, 0 at the top, 3, 2, 1, 0 at the bottom, 1 second up. Okay, so that's how this works. It'll take a little bit of time to get used to this, but once you sort of sink in, you'll have it and we'll understand how the tempos work. Okay, so try and digest this information. The coaches will be there to help you when the programming's up like this, but the tempo is important and we're going to make sure we stick to it. All right, good luck with it. Enjoy the tempo.